contemplating, maybe too long, almost like procrastination or overthinking on a difficult question. So the speech title for you today is, Why Are We Here? Welcome.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Why are we here? What are we here for? I don't have answers, don't look for the answers. But I have often thought about this question. Sometimes before I wake up, sometimes after I go to sleep. Glad to have very attentive audience today. So I've often thought about this question, and on that one particular evening, while I was sitting on the sofa and looking outside in the garden, it rained some time back, so the sun was out. The leaves had some waters, and the sunshine was reflecting from it. The leaves were dancing in the air, just like the door. And I could imagine that there was waves of ocean in my backyard. It was so soothing, it was so serene. And what could enhance this experience? Of course, a cup of coffee. Water! It was shockingly hot. It just took me out of my trance. I was full of different emotions, and I wanted to distract myself. So I took my phone. I was browsing through the apps, and I found one, ChatGPT. And I tapped on it. I hope I'm using the correct pronoun. I tapped on it, and I had a conversation of the ocean, the life, and at one point of time, I had a curious question. And I asked, "Hey GPT, what do you think about me?" Now, before you judge me, I was not flirting. It was just a curious, innocent question. That's it. And I looked at the screen. The circle was turning and turning. And every time it took a turn, I was getting more my anticipation was growing. And then it stopped. And there was a response. And I would say I was pretty much surprised with the response. And it said, and I quote, "Our system are experiencing heavy load at the moment. Please try again later." However puzzled, I was also feeling very nostalgic. Because back in school days, only girls were rejecting me. Now even... Remind me, who said technology is going to make our life easy? Now this whole episode made me think, will AI, artificial intelligence, would truly become human-like, or will just mimic the human-like behavior? Human-like behavior, just for the sake of argument, let's confine it to maybe two terms that define humans: creativity and consciousness. What is creativity? I have the answer for that. So creativity is unique to humans, and it is also influenced much from the social experience or the inner experiences that we have. Think of the phone, the laptop, the cars. And what would you tell me if I asked you what was the most important invention in the human history? What do you think?
Agriculture.
Well, some say it's the wheel. Yeah.
What?
Wheel.
Wheel.
A wheel.
Round.
But yeah. But my argument goes with the wheel.
Wheel is very good.
But think of it. Weren't the stones rolling down the slope of the hills for billions and billions years before the invention of the wheel? So is creativity something incremental where we have some existing ideas, we add something new to it, and it becomes a new idea?
Art.
And if that is what creativity is, then don't you think that AI is also creative, where it defines, it figures out what are the different patterns in the large amount of data that is training on, and then create new music, new text, or art. And if that's the way we define creativity, then of course AI is getting creative. And if AI can show creativeness, can it also show consciousness? What's consciousness? It's how to perceive your own emotions or own experiences. For AI, it could be the experiences based on training or the data. It's still an experience. It is aware of those experiences and it is giving some response to us based on that. So at some point, would AI be conscious? Now this whole comparison of consciousness and creativity and humans and AI raises few important questions. Are we as humans just the biological machines evolved over centuries of time, undergone the countless iterations? Is creativity and consciousness something which was once confined to humans would now be given to AI? Perhaps today this whole speech that I'm telling you it's not mine. It was a text generated by ChatGPT. It's not my idea, it's not my words, it's not my speech. I'm just the narrator here. And if that's the case, and as the AI continues to evolve, then we have to rethink on the big question. What are we here for? In the end, maybe it's not even the real question. It's not about if AI would become human-like or gain consciousness or creativity. Maybe it's just about us understanding ourselves when we are creating the new technologies. This version of speech was created for simplicity so that the audience could understand it, including the conclusion in the natural form. Thank you.